Welcome to Scared to Play. I'm Jason and today we're going to be looking at the most anticipated horror games for 2016. Pamela. Pamela is a science fiction indie horror game that was greenlit within a few hours after posting on Steam. The gorgeous futuristic survival horror game has been said to be inspired by games like Mass Effect. It is definitely not afraid to show its qualities through its beautiful trailer. In Pamela, the player finds himself awoken in a futuristic city by Eden, an AI where everything seems to have gone wrong, and she needs your help to fix it.
I need you to wake up now.
Pamela will feature an open-world experience with RPG touches in a creepy and somewhat dark environment. The developers also have plans to make this a co-op experience. The exact release date has not been confirmed, but developers have stated that it will be released for 2016. Friday the 13th. Thanks to its Kickstarter campaign back in October, it is now making its way to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC as a multiplayer horror game experience in a semi-open world, where one player controls Jason while the other 7 players need to work together for survival. The developers were originally carving for much more budget than the Kickstarter made, as it barely made it over its goal without passing any stretch goals, which included additional skins, extra kill moves for Jason that resemble the original movie, extra weapons, single player modes, and more. Exact gameplay features are currently not known, and the cinematic announcement trailer doesn't really help much. The release is set in 2016 for both consoles and PC. Allison Road. The cancellation of Silent Hill left everyone in their own endless mind loop, praying that something or someone would just end it all and give us what we want. Then we found Allison Road. Allison Road is a first-person survival horror game where the player takes the role of an unnamed protagonist, who wakes up one day without any recollection of prior events. Unravel the mysteries of the strange home and learn of those who still inhabit it. It began as a Kickstarter campaign in early September with an unreal goal of £250,000. Sadly, only £145,000 was raised, which caused an early cancellation of their campaign. Thankfully, Team 17, the developers of the well-known Worm series, took interest in the project, and thus a beautiful relationship was born. Allison Road is scheduled for a 2016 release. Outlast 2. The infamous horror cult experience known as Outlast is getting its long-awaited sequel, simply called Outlast 2. Announced with a teaser trailer just before Halloween last year, not a lot was revealed through the 1-minute peek. But on January 10th, minor screen caps were released that make us think that the player will be grabbing a lot more fresh air from the outdoors. The developers have also stated on Twitter that Outlast 2 will not be in an asylum. And the players will not be spared, and we will suffer in their new sequel. Doom. The popular first-person shooter horror-themed franchise is finally making a debut with a next-gen AAA release that is expected to be a true reboot of the series. Doom will be run the new id Tech 6 engine, with the gameplay set to resemble the action-oriented style of the classic Doom games. The game is currently set for a release during the spring of 2016. The Hum. Abductions. The Hum is a first-person horror game that puts the player in the middle of an alien invasion as you unravel mysteries while fighting for survival. It's said to be inspired from classic sci-fi productions such as War of the Worlds, L.N. Sonata, Star Trek, and The Matrix. The Hum promises to be one of the most intense upcoming indie productions for 2016. The Hum will be released for PC, Mac, PlayStation 4 in the first quarter of 2016. Dollhouse. Slated for a 2016 release, Dollhouse puts the player inside the mind of Detective Marie, a woman who is trying to uncover the secrets of her past. Along the way, the detective will meet other characters who are in the same predicament as her. In some shape or form, they will be able to influence each other in recovering their lost memories. The game's noir-esque film look invites players into a haunting environment where your own conscience becomes your worst enemy. Dollhouse is a 4-player co-op campaign. The player is able to choose from 13 playable characters, each with their own quirks and abilities. It advertises itself as a horror game that features a self-constructive narrative, which means that the choices that the players make will determine the outcome of the story. How deep the player's choices in affecting their story remains to be seen. Keep a watchful eye on Dollhouse. Last year. Multiplayer horror games are always welcome, which makes Last Year interesting to stay in touch with. Last Year is a 5 vs 1 multiplayer survival horror game created with the Unreal Engine, where one of the players takes control of a killer. Last Year ran a Kickstarter last year that successfully went double over the required budget. Specific gameplay features are currently not known, but the game is set for a November 2016 release. Perception. Perception is a narrative horror adventure featuring a young blind woman. The player is able to see through echolocation as sound creates visualization. It is being developed by the same team that brought us the BioShock series, the Deep End Games, and has had much praise by its successful Kickstarter campaign back in May. Perception will give us a new twist on the horror genre, as we are definitely excited to see what Deep End Games has up its sleeves.
No, what do you want from me?
Release date and platform releases are not confirmed yet, but it's speculated to be released in 2016 for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Through the Woods. Through the Woods is a third-person psychological, story-based horror game set in the forest about an urban legend of Old Eric.
Go to bed or Old Eric will come and take you. That is, until I saw him with Philip, before he took him from me.
The story goes that Old Eric kidnaps children and brings them through the woods for nefarious purposes. The protagonist is a mother who had her son taken away from her by Old Eric. She leaves home to find her lost child and get revenge for what Old Eric has done. Through the Woods has a playable teaser on their official website that just makes you crave for the full version. It has a very strong intro, so we recommend that you try it out. It is aimed for a release within the first quarter of 2016 for the PC. Asylum. If you haven't gotten over being freaked out in Mount Massive Asylum in Outlast, then Asylum will be perfect for you. Asylum is an indie horror story game that has been in development for a very long time. It has been pushed back multiple times to ensure a good quality horror experience. Asylum does not have a confirmed release date, but we have high hopes for 2016. Iron Fish. If the deep sea is one of your greatest fears, then Iron Fish just might make your ultimate horror game list. Iron Fish is a psychological deep sea thriller that challenges players to navigate the dangers that lurk the bottom of the ocean. You play as Ceres, a deep sea investigator for an elite British naval group. Use your state-of-the-art equipment to dive as deep as you can, but beware as below 7 miles under the surface becomes dangerous territory for humans, especially when only 5% of Earth's oceans have ever been explored. Ceres' mission will lead the player to uncover the mysteries of the deep and survive its harsh and perilous environment, while discovering creatures that have never seen the light of day. Iron Fish is expected to come to the PC platform in 2016. Routine. Set on an abandoned moon base, Routine is a first-person survival horror game that offers a player a non-linear experience. It utilizes a permadeath system, meaning that once you're dead for good. There is no combat, so running and outwitting your enemies is imperative for your survival. It's been in development since 2012, but hopefully we can get our hands on Routine later this year. White Day, a labyrinth named School. The cult-class Korean horror game White Day first appeared in 2001 for Korean audiences and was scheduled for an English translated release in 2004. Unfortunately, this never took place and White Day was never mentioned again. Fast forward to 2015, at Sony Event Korea, it has revealed to be getting a VR remake including an English version, improved graphics, dialogues, and new ghosts. White Day will be coming to the PC, PlayStation 4, Android, and iPhone. The release date has not been revealed yet, but we are betting on a 2016 release. That's it for a list of the most anticipated horror games of 2016. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and check out our website scaredtoplay.com, where you can rate and review your favorite horror games, find new titles to try, or stay in touch with the latest horror gaming news.